Adrian and his friends left Paris for a road trip to Germany in his 1-month-old Model 3. It was a long drive, so they took turns behind the wheel. It was Adrian's friend's turn to drive the last leg before reaching the border of Germany. His friend who'd only gotten his driver's license a week earlier. As his friend was about to merge back onto the freeway after they'd switched drivers, he merged too quickly onto the freeway and crossed a solid white line. A Renault had no chance to avoid the Tesla and hit them at full speed. Luckily, everyone involved in the accident was unhurt. Adrian says the accident caused a 3-mile-long traffic jam. The police came to investigate, and Adrian's friend accepted 100% fault for causing the accident. The Renault was totaled in the crash, and the Tesla is currently in the repair shop. Adrian says he's not sure how much the repairs will cost yet, but he's sure they'll be expensive. We hope they're still friends. Maybe Adrian should show him how to activate autopilot next time. Luke was racing at the New England Dragway, and as he was waiting for his turn on the drag strip, he recorded a video of a Mustang losing control and smashing into the wall. Luke offered the Mustang driver a copy of the video in case he needed it, but he seemed to be upset by the offer. That might have something to do with the fact that he'd lost to Luke's Tesla in the previous race. They say a car wash can damage your paint and scratch your car, right? Well, this video from David sure proves that to be true. He got wham-bammed 8 times by a Toyota truck while he was in a car wash. The teenage pickup driver accidentally hit the accelerator while in an automated car wash 8 times, causing damage to the rear end of David's Model X. David says it's too bad it wasn't a Honda, as this would have opened up a whole new chapter of Honda bumps. The Toyota's impacts created several large dents in the rear gate. Settlement negotiations are ongoing with the driver's dad, who conveniently is the owner of a local insurance company. Jason was driving his Model 3 in Ontario, California, where it's legal for motorcycles to split between lanes. Unfortunately, the SUV in front of him didn't like this and decided to take the law into his own hands. As a motorcycle approached behind them, the SUV closed the gap for the motorcycle, preventing him from passing. The motorcyclist retaliated by also taking the law into his own hands, literally, when he used his hand to punch off the SUV's right side mirror. Why don't you use your hands and leave a comment? Tell us if you think this handy move was called for. Here's some next level lane splitting. It's from Adam, who was driving his Model 3 in London, England, when a scooter rider with a learner's plate made a lane change into a tight gap, carefully managing to avoid hitting any cars. That was a close call. Things don't turn out so well when cars try to split lanes. That's definitely not legal in the state of California, and this next video from Shetty proves why. He was right behind a black Volvo which was involved in a collision with another car that illegally entered the leftmost lane, crossing 2 solid lines. Shetty couldn't stop safely to give them a copy of the video, so he sent it to the California Highway Patrol instead. The submitter, not Nick, oh come on guys, really, was sitting in his Tesla at a red light in West Los Angeles, California, when a modified Nissan 350Z with Hoonigan stickers came up behind him right as the light was changing to green. The Nissan swerved around a slower car in the right lane and jumped back over just as he entered the intersection. Just then, another car made an illegal turn right in front of him. He had nowhere to go, and wham bam. Nick got it all on Teslacam. Well, almost all of it. The Prius next to him obstructed the view of the actual impact. Everyone was okay, and Nick shared the Teslacam footage with all parties involved. Joe was driving his Model Y home from work, and when he was 10 miles outside of Palmdale, California, he noticed that traffic was starting to slow way down. He heard a helicopter in the air, so he moved left to see past the truck in front of him. That's when he saw an oncoming high-speed chase. Joe says the car looked like it had been through a couple of pit maneuvers and was riding on a rim. While Marcos was stopped at a red light in Phoenix, Arizona, he noticed a couple and their dogs crossing the street when a car came out of nowhere, almost running them over. Amazingly, no one was hit, but that was a close call. The driver just sped off, leaving both the dogs and their owners in shock. This submitter had been driving behind a cop who was swerving to slow down traffic. He'd been at it for about 5 minutes when another Tesla went speeding past everyone. The cop already had its lights turned on, so it was quickly able to pull over the Tesla. What happened here? Do you think maybe he was using autopilot and not paying attention? Mateo was driving his Model 3 behind a black Mustang GT in El Paso, Texas. As the Mustang sped up, his hood popped open, blocking his view. Mateo says it was simultaneously strange and terrifying, and he's glad the Mustang's hood didn't fly off and hit someone. We often talk on this channel about the cart demons sending unattended shopping carts crashing into parked cars. Well, it looks like the cart demon has finally met his match. Shopping carts are apparently no challenge for this happy guy, who lunged to stop one just in time while laughing at the cart demon. Troy was driving down I-17 heading home just outside of Camp Verde, Arizona. The truck in front of him appeared to have found a brick in the road, or maybe it fell off the trailer. It looks like the wiper blade may have caught the brick, keeping it from coming completely through the windshield. Troy immediately pulled over, and at the exact same time, the heavens unleashed a massive downpour of rain, which was funneled directly into the Tesla. Troy's girlfriend, who was sitting in the passenger seat, got cut by the broken glass, but he was unharmed. When they exited the freeway, he drove to the nearest building, which happened to be a gas station. When they arrived, a police officer happened to be sitting there and they made contact with her. She was very helpful, filed a police report for them, and let them know the car was not safe or legal for them to keep driving. She told them several times how lucky they were not to have crashed the car or been killed. Frank witnessed an accident as he was approaching a red light while driving his Model 3 in Tolland, Connecticut. While a car was turning through the intersection, another car came speeding through a red light and hit them head on. Frank called the police and provided them with the Teslacam footage when they arrived. They told him the video would be helpful both for their report and for the insurance claims. A massive meteor was seen over a large portion of the eastern part of Norway, and Roy's Tesla caught it on camera. Roy saw all of his neighbors out in their gardens, and the police got swarmed with phone calls. They had to reach out through Twitter to calm people down. John was driving his Model X in Surrey in the United Kingdom. He just arrived at a T intersection and was about to turn left when a lady suddenly cut the corner, resulting in, you guessed it, a Honda bump. John filed an insurance claim, and they immediately determined that he wasn't at fault. John described his Tesla as a tough old bird, and says she only had a few scratches, as if she'd been punched in the face. Garrett was just crossing an intersection when he saw this Dodge Challenger in a huge hurry to, I don't know, get gas? Garrett feels sorry for the driver that got hit, but he wasn't involved in the accident and didn't have time to stop to give them the Teslacam video. He hopes someone watching knows the people involved and can send it to them. It was a hot summer day when Frank stopped at a Dairy Queen to get a cold snack. They have a policy that you get a free blizzard if the ice cream falls out onto the floor when they turn it upside down. When his order was ready, Frank reached out to grab it just as the employee was about to flip it over, but he was using some sort of double mug technique, so it fell straight to the ground. Frank, who didn't really know what was going on, helped pick up the dropped ice cream. When the employee returned, he attempted the upside-down magic trick again, and this time it worked. Frank laughed and enjoyed his blizzard. Thomas had just received delivery of his Model 3 the previous day and captured this clip after driving out of a Target parking lot. He heard a loud bang and saw the accident in his rearview mirror, so he hit the save button on the Teslacam. Now Thomas has to learn how to export the Teslacam clip instead of just recording the screen with his phone, but we'll cut him some slack since it's his first day. Thanks for sharing, Thomas. You know we have an export guide, right? Dan was driving home from work on a sunny afternoon. It wasn't windy at all, so he was quite surprised when a tree fell over the road. Luckily, the tree missed both Dan's Tesla and the motorcyclist in the opposite lane. Unfortunately, debris fell on his car and scratched up his hood and right fender. On that bombshell, thanks for watching. See you all next Sunday.